Aloha everyone and welcome back. This is Marissa Indigo, welcoming you back to another transmission. I'm so excited. This is my first actual Oracle transmission in some time. And I am so ecstatic to share this beautiful message of inspiration and just so much beauty and light and expansion for us at this time. I'm so grateful to receive this and then to be able to share this. So before we get into the transmission, I wanted to just share we're going to do things a little differently this time because the energies of this subject matter of the Aurorals, the Aurora, the bringers of the dawn, the kiss of dawn, these crystalline guardians of the gates of dawn, and all of their energetics are so magnificent and so high frequency that words don't do diligence to the beauty and inspiration and hope that they have for us at this time. So we're going to do this transmission a little differently than we have in the past, as I have been guided to do. I found a beautiful piece of music here, and so there's going to be a visual activation portion with some stunning images of the dawn and other activational photos that I have been guided to share that are light encoded for your experience to start to connect with these frequencies. And after listening to this entire transmission, of course, our recommendation is that you go experience this for yourself. Find your Aurora cycle where you live and go out and sit with this transitory experience of dimensions overlapping in your location to just have the most exquisite experience. Before we get into the visuals, I'm going to share just a little bit of background on this transmission and how it came. So this actually came through on the early morning dawn light of the 9/9 on Friday. And it was such a stunning and very moving experience. And what these beautiful beings shared with me was their presentation at this time is very symbolic, at least for my own consciousness. And at this time, to be able to share such high frequency messages of inspiration and expansion for our consciousness and for our love and our light, and really nourishment for our faith to carry on forward at this time with our missions and our visions. What they shared with me specifically was that with the Queen's transition over, now they were able to come forth because the symbolism behind the monarchy, of course, is the old paradigm. So when we have a figure as massive as Queen Elizabeth passing on, it enabled an expansion of certain dynamic frequencies of the divine to come forth even more strongly for us. So that's a little bit of background on how this has come, and there are connections with these beings, their purity of pure potential, pure creative, divine, magical potential. Some of the energetics to describe are like the magical child, the divine child, a very angelic, sophia kind of Christed consciousness. They appeared as beautiful iridescent figures in long flowing robes that were iridescent as well, almost translucent, very ethereal beings. And they were sharing that they represent that pure Aurora, divine Christed energy that comes from the union of divine masculine and divine feminine. We have a third or a trinitized consciousness that's pure creative potential. So when we reach a form of unity consciousness, by merging these primal forces of creation in a pure sense within ourselves and put them into action, blending receptivity and action, we have this third principle that comes through, and this is part of the threefold flame. They shared that this purity of consciousness is natural for humanity, for the divine humanity. It's one of our genes, if you want to say, or one of the DNA activations of the codons. And it's related to many of the different lineages that we have on the planet right now that have been representative of purity and service and kindness and compassion on the planet, so various avatars. And the one that they brought forth specifically was that of Princess Diana. So we're really looking at a contrast here of energetics between Queen Elizabeth and her family and some of the energies that they kind of seem to be about versus Princess Diana. And many of these kind of Christed female figures. Another example of this would be Saint Joan of Arc and the Magda and the Marys, so the lineage of the High Marys and of the Magda, the Magdalene. So there's definitely a lot of the rose. So there's an Aurora rose kind of component. Just wanted to give you a little bit of background before we dive in. So enjoy the beautiful music and photos here to start to get into the energy of the Aurora, the bringers of the dawn, here to show us how to be the bringers of the dawn on Earth. Ah, oh, wasn't that lovely? All right, here we go. The Aurora, infinite potential, access to infinite energy, infinite love, infinite support, infinite resources, the ability to completely recreate every day, an ability so divine that it was divinely orchestrated into the actual cycles of our planetary rhythms. The kiss of dawn, the kiss, which is when sun and moon, day and night meet, and there is an overlap of energies. Day and night, sun and moon, light and dark, like the yin yang. And these alchemical forces of Heavenly Father and Cosmic Mother, locally represented here for our earthly Terran experience by the sun and the moon, create the Trinity with the crystalline Aurora, the dawn, the product of their union, the stream of energy, of pure positive creativity and infinite potential, energy to be created with, energy to heal, energy to play. Lavenders, golds, peaches, soft oranges, and rose pink. This is your daily dose, which you can tune into if you like, to your own 0 point experience exhibited to you, mirrored to you in your external reality, in the first light, the first colors of dawn as the day begins, before the sun rises. This is the 0 point experience, the pure infant child consciousness. Innocence, a 0 point slate, no memory. Pure, open receptiveness. This is our access of our own memory banks, pre-imprinting, which keeps building over the day to our high noon or wherever the peak sun is for you in your global position. This is where we can even enjoy the alchemy of old, working with the sun directly, once we bathe in the pure magic, majesty, and glory, and pure promise of each dawn with these beings overseeing. We can work with the sun mindfully as it rises, and the early morning sun is the infant sun. As the sun begins to arc over us, it becomes the adolescent sun and into the afternoon. And then once the peak has reached over us, it becomes the adult sun. And then as we approach sunset, the elder sun. So you can see how we can have an entire alchemical life cycle of all of our goals and dreams and visions and everything that we're working toward, working to release, all in this organic circadian rhythm of our own experience with the sun and the different portals or dimensions that are made available to us, which have been hugely symbolic to our collective unconscious when we talk about the night and the day. So the aurora is the dawn and the first rise of the sun, and that initial intermingling when day and night are mingled and produce a third effect, which only lasts for so long for us to take in through our eyes these incredible colors and cloud formations and feeling that pure potential. So this is a message for each of us to access our own crystalline consciousness every morning. The Aurorals are crystalline, bringers of the dawn, they say, guardians of the gates, and they have pearlescent, iridescent robes. They're light beings, elemental light beings. They invite us to explore our own Aurora cycle wherever we are located, to find out, look at your sunrise time and your sunset time, and determine when the Aurora dawn happens for you where you are. And perhaps consider making it a ritual of going out when you have the energy, because obviously sometimes we're not sleeping very well. So this might not be a daily thing, but it could be a lovely ritual that you practice a few times a week. The invitation here is to start to expand more and see the divine orchestration of the natural world and how it is constantly singing the songs and weaving beautiful new earth realities right before our very eyes. All we have to do is open our eyes and begin to look around, look about, take it in, pay attention. The invitation here is to begin to further remove ourselves from the artificial simulations that have been created by an outside force, whatever that means for you. To start to be your own guardian, your own gate, with the Aurorals, as they call themselves, these beautiful guardians. They are here to mirror the pure, positive potential of humanity as the new earth is dawning in each loving heart here globally. More and more feeling the warmth and the radiance and the pure potential and positivity and infinite magic associated with the dawn. That no matter what happened today or what happened in the past, we have a dawn every single day, and it is guaranteed. Our rewrites and our ability to start fresh is guaranteed every single day. And we are reminded of these words, each day I die, that I may rise again. And these are some of the messages of the Auroral Guardians to remind us, to support us in remembering our power to change our minds, to start over again, to let something go and try something new, that we are guaranteed a fresh slate, and just a reminder not to be overly attached to anything which is no longer aligned. So thank you so much for joining me for this transmission. This is Marissa Indigo of Divine DNA Blueprint, Professional Oracle, and Mystic, and I will see you soon. Enjoy the Aurora.